Our party, ODM, is not a weak party. We came to this coalition not because we are unable to fill a presidential candidate, not because we are not prepared up to grassroots. We are the largest party. Up to grassroots, we go up to polling stations. And we joined the government because we did not want our country to be taken over through demonstrations, the government to be changed through demonstrations. We want our country, the government of Kenya, to be changed through a democratic process through the ballot box. It must be changed by Kenyans and all Kenyans through the ballot. And therefore we came in to stabilize the government. And at that time, my late brother was still the party leader of ODM, Raila Amolo Odinga. It is very, very unfortunate that we lost him at a time when we had just started this broad-based arrangement where we came in consciously. We were not forced by anybody to stabilize the government. And when we came in, we have been working. And there are policies of ODM which were coinciding with the policies of ODA and Kenya Kwanza. Some of them include housing. Some of them include universal health, and so on and so on. And I want, therefore, to tell you that since we came, those Kenyans who see and have ears to hear have noticed that ODM has made a difference in the governance of the country. And President Ruto has also welcomed ODM with two hands because he knows that ODM not only brings numbers, but it brings quality. So as we move on forward, those who thought that ODM was going to be swallowed, I tell them, oh, ODM is not going to be swallowed. We are starting on a framework, and the president has told you that there is a team which is working on policies. Those policies must be clear that it is a combination of the policies of ODM and the policies of Kenya Kwanza order. That must be clear. And then there will be a framework team which will now work on the coalition, which will include sharing of power. The progress so far made is enough to tell our opponents that we are damn serious about this. We are not joking. We are going to win the next election by a landslide. And our people should not be discouraged. Because some of the policies we are implementing, some of the things Kenya ODM has been fighting for, like injustices. ODM stands against injustice. ODM stands for inclusivity. And President Ruto is also fighting for inclusivity, and he has agreed with us that no part of this country will be discriminated on the basis of whatever. All parts of Kenya are equal. There is no shareholder. There is no shareholder, and we are not going to accept shareholding in future for our country. Our country must be democratic. Our people fought for independence against the British. We chased away the British. But now, after the British went, we now have to fight for economic liberation. And that economic liberation is what led us to multi-party democracies, and that is what also led us to a new constitution. The Kenyan constitution is the most progressive constitution in Africa, in the whole of Africa. It's a very, very comprehensive and very, very progressive constitution. And we are going to implement it to the letter. We are going to follow the constitution and make sure that our people get what they want. Our people got what they want, that is independence against the British, and they will get economic emancipation, which they also want, and whether somebody likes it or not, it is like River Nile flowing, it will reach the Mediterranean whether you like it or not. We, as ODM, we are more used to the streets where those people want to go. We knew how to carry the sufurias better than them. But now, we want to now have an opportunity. There's no party in this country which is formed to be in the opposition. All political parties are formed to be in what? Power. And therefore, our party, ODM, is fighting and is not going to move out. I don't understand the logic of my governor in Siaya, who says he is in a broad-based government, he is in government, and he is going out of government so that he comes back to government. I don't understand. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
There are moments when those entrusted with leadership must account to the people, measure promises against performance, and set out clearly where they intend to lead the country next. That is why we have gathered here today as broad-based coalition leadership, not only to deliberate among ourselves, but to speak directly to the people of Kenya about the journey we have traveled together and the future we must now shape together. Exactly 1 year from now, you, the people, will once again exercise the sovereign authority bestowed upon you by the Constitution. You will judge our record, weigh our ideas, and determine the leadership of our nation into the next chapter. Today, therefore, marks the beginning of our journey towards August 2027. We begin not with slogans or promises detached from experience, but by accounting for the mandate you entrusted to us, acknowledging what has been achieved, remains unfinished, and preparing the program we shall place before you for Kenya's future. When we assumed office, Kenya faced severe economic stress. The cost of living weighed heavily on families. Food insecurity threatened livelihoods. debt-constrained development, and investor confidence had significantly weakened. Many questioned whether Kenya could recover. Yet, Kenya's strength has never been measured by the magnitude of its difficulties, but by the determination of its people. Allow me to thank you, the people of Kenya, for your resilience through many reforms, for your confidence when difficult decisions had to be made, for embracing change, and for proving once again that the strength of Kenya has always resided in her people. And to the members of parliament and senators gathered here today, thank you for standing firm in advancing legislation that many considered difficult, but which our country required. You have remained steadfast in ensuring that reform did not remain an idea, but became the law of our republic. History will remember the 13th Parliament as one that chose courage over convenience. To the members of Parliament and senators gathered here today, these achievements also bear your imprint. You enacted the laws, appropriated the resources, and advanced reforms that demanded courage and at times political sacrifice. They equally bear the contribution of our cabinet, our governors, public servants, and every public officer who translated policy into results. We governed with a plan. At its heart was the promise of Article 43 of our Constitution, the right of every Kenyan to health care, to education, housing, food, water, social security, and human dignity. These are not political favors. They are constitutional rights and obligations. On economic stabilization and growth, we worked with the people of Kenya on stabilizing our economy. 3 years ago, inflation was at 9.3%. Our exchange rate was 165 to the shilling. Interest rates were upwards of 15, 16, 17%. Our dollar reserves had dwindled to 2.5 months cover at $5.7 billion. Our FDI was doing badly. Today, with confidence, we can face the nation and say, inflation has been stabilized. Exchange rate has been stabilized for 2 years at 129 shillings to the dollar. Interest rates have been managed. Today, 91 Treasury bill rate that was at 16%. Today, it is at 8.75%. Last year, we had a record $3.2 billion in foreign direct investment in 2025. We have grown our savings, something that has been a debate in Kenya for many years. Our savings at the National Social Security Fund, we can say here with evidence, has grown from 312 in 2022 to now 700 billion, from 312 billion. Today, we have a bigger saving pool that will underwrite our stability as a nation. Fellow citizens, 1 year from today, you will once again make your choice. When that day comes, we shall come before you with humility, not claiming perfection, not pretending that every challenge has been overcome, but confident that we have honored the trust you placed on us. 4 years ago, we asked you to trust our plan. Today, we return not merely with promises, but with proof of what has been achieved. We asked you to believe that Kenya could recover. Today, recovery is no longer the question. The question now is how far Kenya can go, and who has the vision, the experience, and the resolve to take our nation there. Ultimately, that choice belongs where our Constitution has always placed it, with you, the people of Kenya. Next year, by God's grace, this country is going to have a peaceful election. We are going to have a peaceful election, have no doubt whatsoever. We're going to have a peaceful, credible, transparent election. And everybody will have the opportunity to sell their ideas to the people of Kenya. Even those who don't have, they will have the opportunity to sell nothing. But everybody will have an opportunity to sell whatever it is that they have. Thank you very much. God bless you. Fellow citizens, it is also from this retreat that we wish to set out clearly before you the political direction we have agreed upon as we prepare for 2027. Our experience in the broad-based government has demonstrated that cooperation delivers better outcomes than confrontation, and that when leaders place Kenya above politics, it is the people who benefit most. What began as a partnership in the national interest must now be given a clear political framework for the future. After consultations within our respective parties and formations, the Kenya Kwanza and the Orange Democratic Movement have today formally resolved to develop a joint manifesto for the next election and constitute a coalition to contest the 2027 general election together. This formalizes the political partnership we have built and gives it a clear mandate to consolidate the progress we have made, carry the reforms underway to completion, and present to the people of Kenya a common program for the next phase of our national transformation. These decisions mark an important new chapter in our partnership. What began as cooperation in government will now become a common political platform upon which we shall seek the mandate of the Kenyan people in August next year. Accordingly, we have agreed to establish a joint team comprising 5 members from each party to develop a common manifesto that we shall ultimately place before the Kenyan people in the 2027 general election. The Orange Democratic Party has nominated Mr. Isaac Wanuge, Ms. Mariam Abdullahi Mbaruk, Ms. Leonida Kerubo Omosa, Engineer Kare Orege, and Professor Bernard Mwok, with the ODM Executive Director serving as an ex-official member. Kenya Kwanza has nominated Mr. Emmanuel Nzai, Dr. Daniel Mwai, Mr. Bramwell Simiyu, Mr. Mohamed Hassan, and Dr. Cecilia Ngetich, with the UDA Executive Director serving as an ex-official member. Their task is not simply to produce a political document. The manifesto will draw from our shared values and priorities while being informed by the aspirations, ideas, and priorities expressed by Kenyans, including through the national conversation on Kenya Beyond Vision 2030, and reflected in the National Development Charter that will emerge from it. The team's mandate will be to identify our common priorities, harmonize ideas and areas requiring consensus, and develop practical policies that will respond to the economic, social, and governance aspirations of the people of Kenya. In addition, the two party leaders, myself and Dr. Oburu, will each nominate another 5 members from each political party and formation to a second joint team to prepare the coalition framework agreement, recommend the principles and governance structures that will guide our partnership, and propose the leadership arrangements necessary to take this coalition forward. These are not merely internal processes between political parties. They are part of the work of building the partnership, developing the program, and preparing the leadership proposition upon which we shall seek your mandate as the people of Kenya in August 2027. This work begins immediately because the mandate we shall seek in 2027 must be matched by a program worthy of Kenya's future.